When Cara Brookins got herself and her 4 children out of an abusive relationship, the first step was finding a new home. But she soon found out that the home she needed for her family wasn't in her price range. So Cara looked online for her next step. Using only the knowledge they gained from watching YouTube tutorials, Cara and her 4 children began building. 9 months later, they finished their new home, which Cara dubbed Inkwell Manor after her love of reading and writing. She documented the experience in a new book called Rise, How a House Built a Family. And she joins us this morning from that very home. Cara, thanks so much for being here. I got to tell you, I just love this story. Talk to me about the financial reality. When did you realize that you needed to build a home, that you couldn't buy a home?
Well, I'd gone through a divorce, and my kids had been in a really tough situation with me with domestic violence. And we had enough money to perhaps buy a really small home, and I'll pile in. But we had the other option of taking that money and buying bricks and 2x4s and some glue and nails and putting it together ourselves.
Uh, at what point did you know that YouTube had everything you needed in order to take that next step and build a home?
Well, that was really natural for me. I spent 16 years as a senior computer programmer analyst. So a bit of a geek side, right? I was accustomed to turning to the computer to make earrings or artwork or, that sort of a thing. So it seemed the most natural thing in the world that, of course, you could find how to lay a foundation block or how to frame a window.
Yeah, but Cara, I go on YouTube every year and I try to teach myself how to tie a bow tie, and it doesn't work. And you found all these steps and you put all these steps together. At what point did you say, all right, I'm now brave enough to combine all of these steps and start building the house?
Well, I'd like to say that there was that much planning in it, that I went and watched all of those videos first, but honestly, that's not how I did it. I went in extremely confident. I had no doubt at all that we could do it. So we were just watching the videos along the way as we learned each step. Now, that confidence wavered the very first day on the job site and every day after, because obviously we got into way more than we ever expected. So the confidence was there until we actually broke ground and figured out how long we'd have to be slogging through mud.
All right, what about the division of labor? Because you brought your kids into this process.
Yes, they couldn't have done it without my kids, and they were 17, 15, 11, and 2. So we had a toddler on the job site that someone always had to be assigned to. But the older kids, I relied on my 15-year-old son to run the nail gun. My 17-year-old was, helping to haul plywood. And of course, she was a girl, so it was hauling plywood and bringing me nails. I ran the power saws. The 11-year-old straightened nails and measured wood for us.
So, and you wrote a book about this entire thing, about how the house built a family. What have you learned about your family by building this house together?
Well, we were so low when we started this and had such low self-esteems. I couldn't see my kids ever doing anything big or great. But through this process, as we slowly learned how to talk to each other and learned how to laugh, and then learned that we could absolutely do anything, to see your kids raising walls of their own house and to build something so much bigger than yourself is so powerful.
Carrie, how long have you been in the house for now?
I've lived here for 8 years.
You've lived there for 8 years, and has it been everything you hoped it would be?
Yes, and people ask me, like, "Are you afraid to live there? Has anything ever gone wrong?" But no, I built a big library. That was a big goal for me right from the start as a writer. And no, I mean, it's been fantastic. And of course, we passed all sorts of inspections and codes along the way. I did build in the city limits, so it's been amazing. There's so much power in the feeling of building your own shelter.
Cara Brookins, what an incredible story. We wish you nothing but the best, and we hope you pass on our best to your family. Cara Brookins is the author of
Well,
Rise,
thank you.
House Built a Family. Thank you so much.